I truly believe that objects retain a bit of energy of the person who owned them, especially for a long time. I remember the day. It was in the San Jacinto Mountains when I was about 11 years old, when my father said, "I think you're old enough now to have this." And he gave me this pocket knife. He had carried this knife with him through the Korean War and as a young man, and he thought, "I'm old enough now to carry this pocket knife." Little did he know that I would still cut myself with it a few times along the way. But whenever I have this with me, I can feel Dad. He is in this room, at least it's my imagination, or it's wishful thinking, or he's really here because I've got this knife with me. So with that in mind, we're going to try something with you, Tom.
Okay.
I mentioned before how I was able to spend some time with Mr. Stetson up near Boston and Rhode Island. And while I was there, I went to an antique shop and I found some items that were pretty interesting. And I talked to the shopkeeper and I said, "I'd like to buy that one thing right there." And he said, "No, I'm sorry, I can't sell it to you." I said, "Why not? If you take this, you have to take this, 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 and this, the whole lot, as well as a few other things." And I asked him about it. He told me the story of this individual that owned these things. And I've shown them to a number of people, and they seem to think they understand this person.
Okay.
I want you to open up that box, look inside. There are a number of items.
Yeah.
Just keep them to yourself. I want you to look at them, study them. You can pick them up, hold them. I want you to use your observational skills, your intuition, and your insight to guide you to determine what kind of person owned these things. Use your imagination to lead to inspiration, to lead to insight.
Okay.
Have you played around a bit with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touched
If you-
with them.
Okay. And have you got some kind of idea about this person, perhaps?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you please close the box? And I want you to look at the candle flame. And I want you to imagine this person is standing in this room.
Okay.
Do you have a mental image of this individual?
Yeah.
Is this a man or a woman?
Oh, no, a woman.
A woman. Okay. Okay. How is she dressed? Have you got an idea of what kind of, for instance, is there a color of dress that she's wearing that you can see?
Yes, it's like a blue
A blue.
satiny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
A blue
she's quite-
side.
It's a nice dress.
Okay. Do you see lace?
Yes, there's some. Yeah, maybe some trimming.
Okay. Okay. Do you see her wearing a hat or not wearing a hat?
She's not wearing a hat.
She's not wearing a hat. Okay.
Yeah.
I want you to imagine that she's walking in the outdoors somewhere.
Okay.
Where is she walking?
Just like the seaside.
Okay. Seaside. Okay. Imagine where she lives.
Okay.
Tell me, how many stories does that house have?
It's quite a nice house, so like 2 or 3.
Okay, okay, it's a nice
Three,
house.
maybe.
Okay. This is pretty important. Is she happy or is she sad?
I think happy, but there's maybe a loss.
Okay, okay, okay. This may be a stretch. Again, I want you to use your imagination, your observational skills, and all of that. What do you think her name was?
Mary.
Mary, okay. Open up your eyes. Thank you.
Okay.
That was really good. And did you enjoy that?
I did, yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, a little exercise. You're quite amazing. Because I want you, was she wearing a hat or not wearing a hat?
Not wearing.
She was not wearing a hat, yeah. I'd like to introduce you to this individual. A woman wearing a dark dress with lace.
Yeah, the trimming.
And the trimming, yeah. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Very good. You talked about her house. And indeed, it's a multi-story house. It's got 3 stories. And you saw her by the seaside, and indeed, with boats and by the ocean. That's quite remarkable. I have a portion that I've taken. There was a letter that accompanied these items, and the letter broke apart. And I transcribed it before it turned to dust. And I'd like you to read that letter, please.
My dearest Henry, it is with a joyful heart that I send you this letter. I know fully it will be some time before you can read this, for you have set sail this morning on a journey to London. I trust that my letter will reach you in a few short days after your arrival. I stand now before crashing waves as my tears of happiness flow into the sea and answer your question. Yes, my dearest, I will be your wife. I shall wear your precious gift over my heart for all our days. I shall love you forever. Mary.
And it's just one letter in there, by the way.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure. I think that was astounding, Tom, and I appreciate your participation. Let's give him a hand, please.